Good evening. I'm Frankie,
And I'm Lori.
and we are here at Carpenter's Mortuary in Gentry, Arkansas. Carpenter's Mortuary is a haunted attraction that's housed inside a genuine former mortuary and mercantile. The room we're in right now, this is where you would come in for funerals. This is the chapel area. You'll see the mortuary was built in 1929. The entire building is called the Carpenter Building. It was used as a mercantile and mortuary in the back for decades until it became abandoned. In 1990, some guys just getting out of college found it abandoned, rented it for their art studio, man cave, and they're in the process of buying it today. Behind the shelf are two double doors, which is where hearses would come in to deliver bodies or to take them out. This is the former embalming room. What you'll notice about the embalming room is how the windows are higher than the other rooms. Back then, there was no air conditioning. There was no way to really keep anything cool. So you opened the windows and you had the windows higher so people passing along the street could not see the embalming process. Over here is the original sink where all the fluids and muck and gunk from the embalming process would take place. Everything got washed down there.
This is where the resident squirrels like to come in and scare the crap out of me, which they did not, 7 minutes ago?
Yeah, it was about 7 minutes ago.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Now we're going to enter the haunted attraction.
Not at all ominous.
This is a general area for the haunted attraction. There's keychains for sale, t-shirts, merchandise. Has a cool setup of old horror movies. Old tapes, arcade games, jukeboxes, pretty much anything they could find that would fit the period or fit the theme of the haunt. That's what they would use. Here is what's called the queue room. When people come to the haunted attraction, this is where they would get in line. When the haunt is closed, as it is most of the year until the Halloween season, this is where a lot of things are staged. So this is a staging area.
And this would have been the mercantile, is that correct?
This would have been the mercantile part of the building. This is where people would have bought their general goods. You could call it a mercantile, part apothecary, part general store. This is where people come to buy, sell, trade, all sorts of goods. And, you know, it's easy to think about what could linger in a mortuary, but you don't know who in the mercantile died of a heart attack, got injured on the street and was brought in. We don't have the documentation of the type of things like that may have occurred. So even though this isn't specifically the mortuary area, doesn't mean there may not be anything lingering around. Now we're going to enter the haunted attraction.
You let me know when you need the light.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay.
It's rather dark and spooky through here.
Everything from here on in is slightly terrifying, just beyond the paranormal.
Hello?
Is there anybody here with us?
Do you like that we're walking around in the haunted attraction? So something interesting about this particular prop. This is a genuine coffin. If you're from Missouri and you know about the Spanish Treasure Cave, you know at one time it had a haunted attraction. When it closed down, that coffin was given to this one. There's no telling how old it is. It's made of cast iron, and it's cool.
Mm-hmm. And real.
Yes, it is real. That looks creepy.
Tammy, I think you're watching. You love haunted houses, don't you?
This one definitely has some length to it due to how complex the navigation of this haunted attraction is. It's a lot bigger than we might have thought. It's easy to get lost. So we had to push our stream time back just a little bit to make sure we were familiar with.
Where the hell we were going.
Yes.
And that is subject to change. We could get lost.
There's a lot of ground to cover here tonight.
Dirty toilet.
Oh, that's a terrifying looking toilet.
Terrifying toilet is right. See?
This room here is kind of set up with a funeral motif. There's a coffin laid out. There's a very creepy looking preacher at a pulpit. There's an organ in the back. Yeah. There's a nun hanging out here. Arrangement of flowers. This room feels uncomfortable.
It does.
It feels different than any room we've been in so far. Part of the reason that may be was this is where the coffins were stored. This is where they could be picked out. So that energy may have something to do with this. One of the more interesting claims is that this nun, people come in the morning, the nun's knocked over, the nun is moved, and there's no way anyone could have gotten in overnight to do it. So we're definitely going to check in on this nun tonight.
This is one of the rooms when you come into, you immediately just feel a change. You get chicken skin.
This room, it's not easy to see. There's a lot of chains in here above us.
Yes. kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we've got a bunch of cool looking different little gadgets, sort of a laboratory setting.
Yeah.
Like they used to do experiments. Get in here is a electric chair, which is, it's a prop. It's a really
Damn good one.
yeah. That's a prop. That's a really good looking one. We got this guy looking at you when you come through.
Mm-hmm.
Have a seat in that chair. Come around behind here. You'll see a picture of Dr. Rothman, who, if you go on Carpenter's Mortuary website, you'll learn the story of Dr. Rothman, why his state board of examiners license was revoked. It got super dark in here. I mean, there's some really dark areas. That area was much darker. Got some blood-soaked things here. And we've got this room. This is an interesting room. It has a very weird smell, almost like embalming fluid. And if you want to know something interesting about this room in particular, if you're familiar with the story of Pitcher, Oklahoma. Pitcher, Oklahoma, lead mining town. Government wanted to make it a Superfund site. People didn't want to leave. There was a tornado. People eventually left. Some items in here are from Pitcher, from some of the houses. This service certificate is from Pitcher. This door is from Pitcher. And that may have something to do with why this room smells and feels so much different than many of the other ones.
The smell is very distinct. It smells, it has a sweet hint, aroma. Okay. Yeah, I don't like this.
Walking uphill.
That's probably why.
This is a circular type prop. When you walk across, it goes in a circle around you. You've got this spooky devil's head up front. And guys, I don't know how many of you are haunted house fans, but walking through a haunted attraction, even if it's not operating, walking through one in a building that's supposed to be haunted is a very creepy feeling.
Uh-huh. Not straying too far from Frankie tonight. Well, here we go into
The witch room. This is the witch room. It's got the Ouija board, bone, books, heads.
You know, intestine. That's one half.
More bones, gourds, gargoyle, candles. all your witchly goods. This is called the Dracula room. It's got a coffin laid out, flowers, red and black curtains. Everything in this room is red or black or purple.
Or Nosferatu shade.
Got this guy hanging out. This is just a really cool room. There's, speaking of, there's Nosferatu there.
There he is. Behind me.
Very old. You feel like something's behind you?
Yeah, I just feel like we're being followed again. Come on. You come with us.
Maybe they like walking the haunt as well. This is the doll room. Got Raggedy Ann over there. Assorted, creepy looking dolls on the bed, hanging from the ceiling. That's pretty damn frightening.
Oh,
You got this guy laying on the bed that Lori hates.
my least favorite part.
When the haunt is operational, this guy is supposed to move around on the bed.
And to hell with that.
Urinal.
I'm gonna use that if that guy decides to move at all.
A whole bunch of eyeglasses. Our buddy from the plague. Got some rough looking customers laid out here.
He's creepy. I didn't see him before. His eyes look real. That's bullshit.
Well, if you see him move towards you,
I will lose my mind.
there he is. If you
I
walk
know.
back by him.
No.
Hey, Dot.
I'm moving right by him.
Then we get to the autopsy room, which is the last room of the haunt. When the attraction is open, when you come through the autopsy room, you would go out this door and exit the haunt. So this is Carpenter's Mortuary, where we'll be investigating tonight. It's definitely a cool, unique building. It's got an awesome vibe between the history and the haunted attraction. And we'll go live again at, let's say, 10:30 Central Time. So until then,
a little investigating.
yeah. So until then, we'll see you guys later. Bye.